5, 4.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Tuesday, it's 2:15, and it is time for another edition of WMCM's Profile. Today we're going to be talking about quite a bit, specifically some student productions, what goes into them, how the ideas are made, how much time it takes, where they come from, how to do it when you're a full-time student. You know how we're going to learn about that? We're going to be talking about the creators of Funny Show. We're sitting down with two of them, and it's going to be a great half hour. We're going to learn from everything from the creative process, filming, editing, talking, organization, the whole lot. It's going to be a big profile. I really can't wait for it. So we'll be back in a bit. Check it out. Well, hello, we're back. We're sitting here with the creators of the notorious Funny Show. Introduce yourself, guys. Very nice to sit down with you for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm Colin Malliot.
And I'm Kyle Popovich.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. So I'm sure as most of you guys have seen like at least if you're on the UWL campus, the rather famous skits. We got the dancing, we've got haunted houses, we've got some really good stuff, all to do with the Funny Show. And when you watch that, of course, it's a great production. But I think a lot of people don't realize the fact that you guys are students too. We're doing a lot of stuff while you're getting that stuff produced. Some of the favorite things that we've seen, you also do while you've got a lot on your plates. So we're going to be talking about how that gets done from start to finish, highlights, the low points, how you guys got started from the beginning of Funny Show until also we're going to learn a little bit about the future as well, if I am correct. Yeah. We're going to maybe see some new stuff at the end. Well, wonderful. So first off, I guess my first question for you guys is what is Funny Show? Tell me a little bit about it, nice and broad off the start.
Yeah, so Funny Show was a brand new show that came to WMCM last semester, actually, and it was kind of the brainchild of Kyle and myself and one of our other peers, and we saw a need to fill we were getting the same rut of sports shows and gossip and things like that, and we thought that we could really add something new, a new program to the WMCM list.
Yeah, it was definitely something from a creative aspect of us students. We took it as an opportunity to really express our creative skills here. And as Colin, spoke about how it was kind of the same stuff here, and we're like, what if we took the opportunity to create something new, and especially new from a genre perspective too. And we looked around, and we have so much fun in the back room and on set here during all the shows. It's like, why don't we bring that from behind the camera to in front of the camera? So that's what kind of kicked up the idea initially.
And I think when you mention and you think about the shows that WMCM had in their repertoire 2-3 years ago, you have very serious, a lot of sports shows, a lot of news shows, things that could be very obvious applied to the professional world and going into broadcasting. But then is that something that played into when you were thinking of the idea of Funny Show? Did you maybe see some sort of gap or something that you'd like to fill?
Yeah, definitely. We saw a gap and we just went right for it. We've seen that people have done it with sports shows. We have Hot Shot Sports, which is a brand new sports show where a couple of our peers took the initiative to really go up and say like, hey, we have this new idea, we want to bring it forward, we want to really fledge it out, and that's kind of what we basically did with proposing Funny Show and actually getting it approved.
So then, now when you were making that, did it take some time to think of such an abstract thought, I guess? Because a lot of the shows on WMCM are pretty strict. They have the rundowns, they have the times, you know exactly what they're going to be doing. But you guys kind of thought outside the box. Did that take some time to make that decision?
It took a lot of time. The first thing is we were picking puzzle pieces of where this creative influence came from. I mean, there were a couple shows that we watched where we like this, we like that, but creating the entire identity of Funny Show, it was something that I think one cool thing that we talked about when creating the show was we love the stuff that happens like through packs that's pre-recorded. So a couple of packs that you saw on the show last semester that you'll see again here, we took the opportunity to shoot outside of the studio and shoot new things. And we love influences from Between Two Ferns, from kind of an awkward set to Eric Andre's show, which is just, it's out there. So you can see the wide spectrum of comedy that we wanted to really grasp and obtain here on the show. So definitely some influences that were challenging at times, but definitely useful in the process.
Yeah, and I guess you hit on my next question right away there is the influences that you saw, and you answered that right there, but did that kind of help you actually implement it? Because I know, like, watching is one thing, but actually putting it together and making it is another thing. So how did you actually put it together and implement the ideas.
Well, yeah, it did take a lot of work, honestly, especially up front. And that was something we knew, like you were saying, with getting to the pack-wise. But it was a lot of work up front, and it still is a lot of work, as we'll see with the pack later on. But yeah, it's definitely, you see a good final product with it, I would say.
Yeah, and speaking of that final product, I think first off we should give you guys a little taste of what that is. So if I'm correct, we have a little pack about it. So some Oxford College students that we're going to take a look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, well here it goes. I hope you guys enjoy this.
This is a how-to guide on how to get out of your everyday awkward interactions with people who need to go away. Have you ever run into somebody and they claim that they know you, but you just can't quite remember them? Here are some options to get them to go away. Option 1, use a friend.
Hey man, what's going on? Is it all stuff? Yeah,
Option 2, ignore them.
Hey man, how's it going? Hey!
What was I thinking? I just met him last night. Where does this place me on the social hierarchy of UW lacrosse? Is the Pixar theory real? Are frames per second just the resolution for the fourth dimension?
Option 3, use nicknames.
Hey man, how's it going? How you doing, bro? Yeah, man, you killed it at that phone call. I missed you, man. Next weekend, alright?
Don't you hate it when you're waiting in line and you have an annoying neighbor?
What you doing?
Option 1, pretend you're needed.
So I saw you in class today, and your speech was fantastic. No one called your name.
Option 2,
So I saw your
ignore
speech in
them.
class today, and I thought it was just really phenomenal. I really liked your topic that you chose about the Humane Society and how they need more volunteerism there, and it was.
Option 3, prolonged eye contact.
So I saw your speech presentation in class today, and I thought that it was a really great topic, and like about the Humane Society and how they actually need volunteerism.
Have you ever walked in the same direction awkwardly after already saying goodbye? Option 1, try rekindling the conversation.
So you know that your girlfriend snores in her sleep?
Option 2, ignore them and separate ASAP as possible. Option 3, push them over so they stop following you. Thanks for watching our tutorial on awkward interactions. Now back to you guys in the studio.
And first off, let's just talk a little bit about this. Not only funny, but just straight informational video. That's just some helpful stuff. Do you guys want to tell me a little bit about just some memories of filming this, just about the video?
Yeah, so this was one of I thought the most fun packs that we were able to film, because we were able to actually plan out some of the camera shots. You saw that with when Kyle and Steph was the other girl in the video. We're sitting down, it was on the first floor wing actually, and we were getting the two kind of perspectives. That was something that we were able to plan out beforehand. That was part of the writing process really. And that ended up turning out really, really well, I think. And that was something that when we put it into post and we saw it actually coming together, we're just like, wow, we did a really, really good job with that.
It was really fun, but as you talked about in post-production, I think it was probably the most difficult pack. Because there really was no chronological order to this. I mean, we shot the ideas, but we didn't know where to take it from there. I mean, we literally put it on the cutting room floor, as they say, and it was a process where we sat there for probably 2+ hours, like, where do we go from here? But luckily, through all of us, coming together, putting forth, utmost effort, it was, okay, once one piece comes together, then the second comes, and third, and at the end, the final product, as you could see, it was definitely something that felt very rewarding.
Definitely.
Yeah, and speaking of that process, things coming together slowly, piece by piece. Let's start at the very beginning, when you were making the general idea. How did that start? Did you think of the idea of just like specific awkward situations, or tell me at the start of the video?
I think that it started off with just like one awkward moment. Just like someone had an awkward moment, and then we were just kind of talking about it just in the back room or something like that. And it really kind of turned into one of these things where it's like, oh, we could turn this actually into like a PSA or something like that, which is what we were able to do. We kind of took that one awkward moment and we kept going, and as you can see, we ended up having 2 or 3 different things for every single one, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and like you said, and then the next step, the writing of it actually, like you said, there were 2 or 3 different ones. Each specific situation had 3 scenarios. And as far as writing, that's kind of a lot of different ideas and a lot of writing to do. Can you tell me a little bit, was that a challenge, getting all those different ideas out there?
It wasn't so much a challenge, it was just the process of one idea kicks up another. I mean, really, it's the domino effect, and that's what happened with us. It was the one idea, it kicked up some ideas, and obviously when you have multiple people in the room, it flows so well. So that's what helped. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm sure that's fun. Well, we're going to continue to talk a little bit more about the different aspects of it, successes and challenges. But first, we got to check out these loving pets in need of some homes in this week's edition of Perfect Pets. Check it out.
Hey there, I'm Sienna. I'm an energetic girl who needs a lot of exercise. I'd love to go for a run with you. Hi, I'm Violet. I'm a sweet, gentle 11-year-old girl who's still young at heart. I only have 3 legs, but my heart is twice the normal size.
Well, hey there, I'm Lance. I'm one little guy who just loves exploring, but I'd really love to explore my new forever home.
Hello, I'm Mystic. I'm a little shy at first, but when I warm up, I love to play, and I'm looking for my forever owner.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
And there you have it. Again, guys, Cooley Region Humane Society, they do a lot of good for the community. Give them a call, 781-4014, if you're looking for any pets of any shape and or size. But if you're not looking for some pets, you're probably looking for a laugh, and that's why we're here today talking about some funny show. So we're going back into it with all those ideas, going with different skits, talking about doing things live on the set, a lot of ideas with working with a lot of people. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your tricks, the ways that you organize all of that stuff, working with all those people?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. It's really, really basic. We sit back in the back room, we'll talk about things, and then we just had this idea where it's like, let's just put together a Google Doc, and everyone can type in it whenever they get like a random thought or a random idea into their head, and that's kind of what we used. Going forward, we were able to organize some of our thoughts and turn it into some of these packs that we're checking out today, actually.
Yeah, so, and speaking of checking out those packs, I'm really enjoying seeing those, so I think we're going to keep the ball rolling, and we're going to check out another one of these. This one is my personal favorite. I won't give you any spoilers, because it's definitely going to keep you on the edge of your seat throughout most of it. So let's give Haunting on 14th Street a spooky watch.
We're no longer alive.
All right, so we're here in La Crosse, Wisconsin, responding to a tip from a couple gentlemen, and they've been having some paranormal activity around the house. We're here to kind of take a look.
Yes, yep. You know, roam around, look for some ghost dimensions, I guess you could say.
Yeah, dude. Paranormal activity has 2 as well.
Yeah,
so,
yep. You know,
so
just be some paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
So
I guess we're gonna see. We're out here.
So, just get out of the way. All right, dude, so this is the house. We got a very creepy porch out here. It's, yeah, let's check it out.
Dude, let's check it out.
Hey guys, pizza's not here. Who are you guys?
So we're a couple paranormal investigators. You know, we go into different haunted
homes,
places,
homes,
businesses, etc. And
sometimes they ask us, sometimes we come in uninvited. But once we're in the house, technically we are invited.
Yeah, so keep that in mind.
Okay, so they brought me in to be kind of like their producer, director, but they call me their assistant. It's kind of demeaning.
Hey dude, where's your bathroom? It's up the stairs and to the right. Okay, thanks.
These guys suck.
Yeah, you remember that homeowner, Derek?
So yeah, bros, if you want to come down this way, this is the basement. No. Had some legendary parties down here, bro. I'm here with the massive subwoofers, but the cops took those because they said we were bumping too much.
Yeah, he was pretty lit. Okay, Derek. So you've been living here a couple months. This is the basement we're currently in. Through this time, have you experienced any, should I say, paranormal activity?
Okay.
I mean, you're free to do whatever you want when you want.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Carter Meyer. I'm the camera guy. They picked me up on Craigslist. I'm a student at UW La Crosse. I'm a senior, just trying to get some credit, you know, get out of this place. Some bozos came up to me and said, hey, we got a camera.
I think your floor is haunted, bro. So we're in here for the whole night. And dude, lockdown starts in 3, 2, 1. Jessica, come on.
Gabby!
Do your job.
Gabby.
Get the light.
It's Gabby.
Okay, so we're in the house still, but I think we have upset the demons or whatever. Presence is here. It's starting to downpour outside. Some hard hail, thunder, and lightning. I don't know about you, but this is usually a bad sign when it comes to paranormal investigation.
I'm Chester. I'm the contact expert in this group, and so we are in the living room right now. I have my ghost detection device right here. We're going to see if we can contact any spirits, anything paranormal, have a little ghost adventure in here. So, I'm going to ask if there is any spirits in the room, please retweet me. If there are any spirits in the room, please retweet me. Oh my god. It's been about 45 minutes and we've still got nothing. I was really kind of hoping for things to be going well at this point, but you know, it's really been kind of a low, it appears we're getting some sort of activity. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but oh my gosh, I think we have Kyle. Dude, we got so great. I never even thought we'd pick up something like literally. Dude, this is great. We're gonna get so many pictures. Unbelievable. What's Abby doing? What's up with Abby? Abby. My name is Gabby! Where'd she go? She's gone. Like, dude. She's gone. Dude, she's gone!
Like act nonchalant. You ready?
Yeah. These guys are insane. They just walk around this house thinking nothing's going on, talking to spirits that are actually there, thinking this thing's a joke.
It was a pretty stressful couple of weeks, not gonna lie. I went a little Britney and lost the hair. But yeah, it was fun.
As an incentive to our coworkers, we said that they would get college credit.
I just wanted to graduate, and they advertised that this would be credit and help.
I'm considering transferring. I'm starting to think that these guys aren't going to give me that college credit they were talking about.
They're not getting credit. No.
Next time on Ghost Brothers.
And there you have it, a haunting on 14th Street. Like I said, spooky. I'm frankly scared right now, right? But I think something that shines through about that specific video and about Funny Show in general is the editing that shines through. I think right there is the value of Funny Show, is the skills that you can get in that sense. So from like the Ken Burns effects that you were using, all those different sound effects, tell me a little bit about editing that and how that creative process went in and came to the final product.
Well, the editing was very fun but difficult because the cool thing about that sketch is literally there was nothing written up beforehand. We had this idea of how cool would it be to spoof a show like Ghost Hunters or something like that. So we actually showed up at Colin's former house, and we just started shooting, and that's why you saw us outside. We're like, okay, they usually do some sort of introduction, and literally throughout that process, a couple hours of shooting, not knowing what we're going to say next. So really, props to Carter Meyer, who worked camera and did a lot with the editing, because he's very magical with the camera in his hands, and for him to capture a lot of the things that he did that we didn't expect, and then for him to just sit back in the editing room with all of us, just trying to figure out what sound works, what music works. Effects from that extensive process. Again, this isn't easy. Comedy is probably one of the most difficult forms of genre to create and bring to life. And for what we were able to do, again, it was just very rewarding to see the final product.
And I think when you see that, I don't know who you are, but that's pretty dang funny. Not even if it wasn't coming out of UW La Crosse, I would still give that a listen, because there's times in there where I can tell that you guys are genuinely having a good time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, to have a final product like that, it's not easy. Can you think of any specific times when you were editing and when you were trying to get the final product to be a good thing that you were happy with? What were some of those big challenges that you remember?
Well, like how I was saying, like we really didn't go in with a plan, so that kind of hindered us a little bit. But luckily, we were able to have enough crazy things happening during that entire process. So we had the huge monsoon that happened. We had no idea that was. We got chased by the bat, as you saw, like that
at the very end,
happened in the last couple seconds. So we were able to really work with what we had, and even though we kind of didn't go in with good planning, we were able to, like you said, come out with a really good finished product.
Yeah, and I think that it was definitely worth your while. Well, if you're sitting down with us, things like this probably interest you, and especially if you're a student, communication, it's a great avenue to get to further levels in life. And if you're kind of interested, maybe check out what the Com Club has to offer. So check out what they have to say in this little video. And there you have it, everyone. Com Club, they do a lot of good things for the students, so especially if you're a com student, check it out. Well, if you've been with us from the start here at Profile, we've been talking about Funny Show from the beginning, the ideas, all the way into the end to get to that final product. And if you haven't, then that is what we're talking about. So, and now we're going to continue the ball rolling. We've talked about how we get to the final product of the last one. But now we're going to give you a little bit of a taste into the future of Funny Show, what we're going to be seeing in the coming years, because everyone knows it's not going to be going away, because there for sure would be some riots. Maybe one person riot, but I need to get my laughs in. So we're going to continue to check it out, and we're going to see a little bit of the future. So sit tight and check out this little video.
Hey man, do you want to do this? Are you okay?
Can't even look at it right now. What are we doing?
No, are you alright to do this?
Just go on. Just go on.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers were playing the Minnesota Vikings on a Sunday afternoon. Everything seemed to be going normally. Oh, a bad play by the Packers, I suppose. Uh-oh. Aaron Rodgers. Down. But he'll be fine. He should be okay. He better be okay. If he's not okay. Oh no. Now he's walking off the field. A bad sign. For everyone. And it only got worse from there as the weeks went on.
We don't have the bad man, as Stephen A. Smith would say. It's been very depressing, and I could tell you I'm not the only one out there that has this issue.
I'm sorry, I needed to step away.
Don't have Aaron. His team's in the gutter. We just lost a tight end through faking an injury because he doesn't even want to be on the team. Got a backup that doesn't even know how to throw a ball.
We got you back here.
Yeah.
You said you couldn't process really what happened.
Yeah.
But let's process what just happened right now, a few minutes ago. What happened?
I'm sorry.
I'll just check it down. That's fine. That's fine. It's not.
All right, sorry.
Turn enough of this.
I just really want to know, how do you feel about the Green Bay Packers without Mr. Rogers?
Mr. Rogers, I haven't heard that name in a while. It's been at least a week. But I think of him every day. Green Bay, the Pack, good old boys in Green Bay, tossing the pigskin. Tailgating. Football.
As the days and the weeks went on, this condition that these boys had only got worse and worse as they spiraled out of control into nothing. Depression turned to anger. Anger turned to madness. No one could talk to them. No one saw them. Only their acts of violence and madness showed anymore. No one could do anything. No one can do anything. Get out. Get out.
Ooh, who's this guy?
Beautiful basketball. You start thinking too much.
What is this basketball?
I don't want to dominate the basketball.
Oh, dang. Is this in Wisconsin?
Dude, are you okay?
But Roger.
Dude, he's gone. He's gone.
Aaron Rodgers, the man. He'll be back.
Here, check this out.
What is that?
That is what we call a freak.
Definitely freak.
Yeah, definitely. The freakiness is inside of him.
I mean, get that garbage out of here. Am I right?
Yeah, garbage.
I hate football.
Football's straight garbage. Just get it off. You have a new life now.
To all those Packer fans that are still loyal, which is a rare commodity in these times, I want to tell you that there is some hope.
And just like that, there you have it, folks. A little taste of the future of Funny Show. Because as you know, through the thick and the thin, they're here for you. They're going to keep us laughing as other places on WMCM keep us a little bit informed. So does that sound about right, guys? Do you have any final thoughts regarding Funny Show in the future?
No, but thank you very much for kind of having us. We were able to talk about, like you said, the creative process and stuff like that. It was really it was a good time.
Of course, yeah, because with a product like that, it's nice to know a little bit more about how you guys get that product. And that's what we're here for here at Profile, to tell you all about lacrosse in the community, on campus, in the surrounding community. Hey, we'll even go as far as in the Crescent. Maybe not, though. Hey, well, check us in next time. Of course, we're going to be here right on WMCM, and then, hey, we'll be here. Thanks, guys.